And we're live. Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to the afternoon cuppa. Today is a very special cuppa because we are having a celebration. 3 years ago tomorrow, the Angel Mobile pulled out of Florida and started on this journey of the Peace on Earth tour. And today I want to welcome in some of our P's in our P pod. Welcome, everybody. Take a minute to just say your name and say where you are from. Linda?
Linda Lemieux, Wellington, Florida.
Kathleen?
Kathy from Long Island, New York.
Charles?
Charles from Mount Sinai on Long Island, New York.
Catherine?
I am Catherine Kovacs, and I'm from St. Augustine, Florida.
And our Jim?
James from Southern Vermont.
Deirdre?
Deirdre, Staten Island, New York.
And Andrea?
Hi, I'm from Kings Mountain, North Carolina.
Oh,
Andrea.
So we're all over the place today. And
Yes.
And hi, Chris.
Hi, my name is Christine. I'm from Alexandria, New York. I love you, AP.
Oh, thank you, Christine, for being here. Comments, I don't think. Let's pull up Facebook and have it on a different screen here. Let's see if I can do that, and maybe I can see some of the comments from people that are not on the Zoom with us. People that are not on the Zoom with us. Oh, silence that. We have Erica in the audience.
Hi, Erica.
Why aren't you on here?
Yes, Erica. Why aren't you?
I wanted to see you.
Me too.
I want to see you too, Erica.
At Moss?
I'm right here.
Hey.
Hi, Erica.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Missed you guys. You know that?
And Prachetta.
If I would have did that, I would have got in trouble.
Okay, we have 2 people in the waiting room, so let me go let them in. Here, yay! So welcome to our Karen Palmer. Were you all able to catch that beautiful meditation she just did for us?
Yes, and she
Yes.
ended with a
Yes.
song.
Yes, she did. Maybe we can get her to sing another one for us. Coming in. So while we're doing that, and more people are finding us. Hi.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Hi.
Let's take a moment because I like to start every one of my broadcasts with the heart brain coherence. It's so important to. So let's just go into our hearts for a moment. If we touch the heart center, it brings our focus there. And then we slow down everything, slow down the breath, the thoughts, the actions, and just pull in an energy of love. Let that be what's filling your heart right now as we gathered together this afternoon, celebrating, sharing love, sending out peace from our hearts. Just tell your brain right now, I am worthy. I am enough. I am loved, and I am loved. And then send that forward. Send it to the divine. So many times we forget to show love and gratitude to our Creator and to our Mama Gaia. So ground yourself in that energy and let that beautiful sense of love just flow from you in all directions. In front of you, behind you, to each side, up to the divine, and down to Mama Gaia. And then connect to everyone on here. All the ones that we see in the little picture frames and all the ones that are joining us virtually online. Thank you all for being here. So 3 years. Oh, and guess who's coming in to see us and be with us? Come on in here, Auntie Jean.
Auntie Jean, yay.
Yay.
Hey.
There she is. Our beautiful little fairy.
Yes, she is. Hi, Auntie Jean.
Hi, Auntie Jean.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
Uh-oh, hear you.
There you are. Hi.
Hi.
Okay. We hear you now. Thank you for being here. Okay.
Got something?
What happened?
Whoops. You can't see it.
Oh, birthday candles. That's so
Yay.
cool.
I have a
Happy
candle
anniversary.
also.
I got cupcake on underneath my candles though.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Better go ahead and make a wish so we can blow out those candles, right?
Yes, we can. Yes.
I don't have a candle.
All right. So that's all right. We can share.
When is yours, Deidre?
If you'd like to
I
make a
don't
wish
have one.
for the Peace on Earth tour and for peace on our earth, then this is the time to do that. And everybody hold that wish in your heart. And we're going to blow out these candles and that wish is going to come true.
Yay. Peace on earth.
Got enough here to blow them all out.
All right. So my vision for this party is for everybody to share. Share if the Angel Mobile has driven up into your driveway or your town and you've been able to put your eyes on it and maybe sit in it or just visit as we go into these different areas. If you had an experience maybe with the land blessing or whatever happened while we were there where you are. I'd love for you all to share during this time.
I wouldn't even know where to start. You came here 3 different times. You took me to the Statue of Liberty. But the Angel Mobile came during the pandemic when we first started. You drove up and we went outside and took pictures. And then there was usually your birthday at Charlie's house. So you were back and forth coming to get me and doing that. Oh, and the land blessing and the peace pole. Remember all those conscious kids that were mindful? It was beautiful. It was, I mean, so many awesome. I've had so many firsts with you. My entire sense of purpose has blossomed off the charts. I mean, you have literally saved my life. That's also a thing that happens. So yeah, the Peace on Earth tour, and that and 10 million for world peace. I know why I'm here. You know, it validates everything. So thank you. And then all the peas. I love all you peas.
Beautiful, Deirdre. We love you, honey, and thank you for sharing that. Your words are beautiful.
Come on, anybody.
I was with everyone when you went to Montauk for the Peace Pole,
Yes.
and I had never seen anything like that before. And it was the first time I actually was able to hug you, and I got a big hug from you, and it was just a wonderful experience. As Deirdre mentioned about all the children and how open they were to it, and how that school actually had people that were helping the children to meditate and start their day off like that. And so it was a wonderful school to go to have that energy when you were doing the peace pole and when you were speaking. And I actually got to meet the mobile, and I actually in Vermont I got to ride in it too when we went to see the place where Paramahansa Yogananda has the retreats and everything. So it's been an amazing experience with you, Terry. I love you so much. I always say this, I'm grateful to our Gracie for introducing me to you. And I'm a little jealous of baby Hotto Bear, because he gets to go all over the country with you. He's been more places than I've ever even thought of going to. So thank you for bringing him. I appreciate that.
so welcome. He has traveled over 50,000 miles on this
God.
tour.
Amazing.
Easy.
Kathleen.
When I saw the angel mobile, is that what you call it? Angel mobile? Oh,
Yes.
you came out, you and Jean Lorio came out to the beach, and Michael and I, and Jean Lorio, and you visited us. That really meant the world to me, because we don't get many visitors, and we all went out to breakfast, and I was so grateful for you guys. I really am. I'm still touched. You guys are family to me. All of you are. And I mean that from the top to the bottom of my heart. And I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart. We love you so much. I'm so glad you're a part of this family. I met Catherine before the tour started in Florida, and just loved you from the minute I met you, Catherine. You're so beautiful and so special to my heart. Thank you for being here today.
Well, if I go on and on, it'll take the whole hour. Whoops. Oop. I had a call come in. So I think we started in Fort Lauderdale, and we went to the first retreat, and then we went to another one on the beach, and Karen was there. Karen flew in, I believe. And the first day of your tour, you stopped by my house on the way out, and I bought your car for my son, and you got a new car, and I helped you move out and everything. And so many things. You came up to Maine, and we did a land blessing there at this incredible school, Through the Woods, I believe was the name of it. And it was an outdoor school, nature school for kids. And you stayed with me there a couple times, and I went up once with Stacy. So I've enjoyed every minute with you. Oh, Ocala, we went to Ocala with Jean. Jean stayed with us in Ocala. So just so many things, and I've enjoyed every minute and loved every minute, and haven't been on as much lately, but life gets complicated, but I'm still here. I'm kind of watching what's going on and not participating as much, but that doesn't mean I don't love you as much. So I love all of you, Peas, and appreciate each one of you individually as well.
We love you, Linda. You're such a big part of the family.
Oh, thank you.
Linda and I actually met, oh my gosh, maybe 8 years ago, Linda?
At Nicole's.
And then at the time, about a year after that, I was having a lot of difficulty with my eyesight, and I needed a cataract operation, and I couldn't see to drive. We had to drive across the state to go to where I was having the surgery done. And Linda, bless her heart, she was a trooper. She would drive me back and forth across the state of Florida, because I had to have a couple of visits before the surgery. And then she took me for the actual surgery. And I love the story, Linda, after I had the surgery done, they always tell you, oh, you might be able to see clearly in a couple of days, right? That your vision will clear up. And as soon as I got out of that surgery, I could see so well. So Linda wanted to go to the beach. There's a beautiful quartz beach there where we were on the west coast of Florida. So we drove there and got out, and when it started raining a little bit, but we got out and went out onto the little pier, and there was a double rainbow. So
Wow.
things that I saw with my new eyesight was a double rainbow with Linda standing right there beside of me. I always treasured that, Linda. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That place is a vortex as well.
Yeah,
It's
it's quartz crystal, and it's so, the energy is so immense there.
Yeah. I remember I scared you when I said, I hope we see a panther on the way back.
He was always having me look out for, because I was in the passenger seat, I was on the lookout for bears and panthers. She was determined we were going to see one.
I've seen a panther on that road before, and there's a family of them, so I was hoping we'd see one again.
Wow.
So, yeah, lots I've forgotten about that. Lots of memories.
Lots of good memories with you, Linda. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I remember the first time you pulled in the driveway and then you backed out and left.
Really did.
I'm like, where'd you go? I never met her before. She's gone. She wound up, she figured she'd go to the store. So I figured she left. She just pulled in the driveway. I don't like this house. She's going. So that was the first time, yeah. And then we did a class with her and Erica, and it just maybe somebody was a couple on.
Auntie Jean was online with us.
Yeah,
For that.
Jean and Christine was on. Yeah, Christina. Yeah.
Not me.
No, yeah.
And the
So
book,
yeah, that was we did Time Heals, I believe. Yeah, and then we did you know, I toured you around Long Island. We did a land blessing. I had the peach pole at my house for a couple of weeks before we went and you know, Terry went and put it back in because you weren't here when we I got the peach pole. You were somewhere else and then came back to do the peach pole, if I remember. Yeah. So yeah, it was, yeah, it's been incredible. And then having everyone over for your birthday parties, that was like, wow.
For 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row, and I'm very upset that you're not going to be here this year.
Oh.
Asked already.
Oh, I know. Well,
I have a fond memory where your mom always and I blinking out the cup of cup.
Morning, Papa. And Chris, do you still have my socks?
Yeah, somewhere. When are you coming back way to the even cold?
Yeah, I don't know when I'll be up that way, but I'm sure I will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every time that you've been here, it's been amazing. Yeah. With all the people that come and Mama Hotto Bear and Gracie and yeah, everyone that came. Susan and yeah.
Tammy and Susan.
Tammy, yeah. Oh,
Kathy,
yeah.
don't forget Deidre.
And
then,
Deidre,
Deidre, too.
yeah, my friend Deidre, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, thank you for coming into our lives, and we appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Charlie and Chris.
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Cinderella. And a little over a year ago, this magic carriage pulled into my driveway. And this beautiful princess got out and she said, come with me. And I said, all right. And so I got into the carriage and we went and discovered the world. And it was so beautiful. And I don't know, to be honest, what I would do without that memory of that beautiful time, meeting all you beautiful peas. I call you peas. Just loving all of you. The only one I haven't physically met is my Karen, but we'll get there, won't we? Yeah, we'll get there. And I don't know, there's a ball of light and energy and beauty around that angel mobile that's just hard to beat. And miracle after miracle happened. If we needed something, we got it. I still believe that Angel Michael was standing behind our car and did this to the truck when it rolled into us so it wouldn't hurt us. And so it's just wonderful. But even before that, Terry's been here, I think 3 times. And we've done 2 land blessings that were just absolutely beautiful. We almost got arrested with one of them. But that's okay because we listen to a higher law, you know, a spiritual law. And anyway, it was her fault because she was playing the bowl, and it resounded off of the mountains, and then the rangers caught us. But anyway, it was beautiful. Got to hug my Deidre, got to stay with Charlie and get the breakfast of the morning. Got to hug my Catherine and Jim. You're just amazing. And of course, Kathleen, wow. She's smaller than me. She's little. I like that. And then Linda, boy, that was like putting in my arms around my mama. Even though we're the same age, in fact, I may be older than her, but she's always been like the mama of the group. She's always taking care of everybody, and it was so wonderful. Everything was so wonderful.
Thank you. That Ocala trip was nice with the horses.
Oh, the horses were wonderful. Loved that. What we spend 3 days?
I think so. We stayed at Airbnb and it was $40 a night. And there were horses, and she left food for you to go out and feed the horses.
Yes, that was so much fun.
We always knew where we could find Jean if she wasn't in the house.
Yeah.
I love horses. Anyway, it's none of this could have happened if angels hadn't been behind it, if spirit hadn't been behind it. And when you're riding along in that car, you know that. You know that, and you feel the closeness. I don't know. It's just, well, it is a miracle. It's just a miracle. And the only thing I can really wish for after I blew out my candles that it goes on and on as long as possible, because it brings so much joy to so many people and so much love to the world. So bless you, my darling. You know how much I love you. And maybe, I just thinking, you know, you have spent, what, 3 Christmases here? That maybe the Angelmobile will find its way back for another Christmas.
I had to ask the angels to not put me in cold weather this year in the wintertime. Jean,
well,
I know you white stuff.
We don't usually have white stuff, so.
Yeah, but Jean was there for the changing of the Angelmobile.
When serendipity came into our life.
It sure did. And such a miracle to be able to get into a little bit bigger car. This little one, and when I say little, she is very tiny, and she would sit in the passenger seat, and the entire floorboard below her was packed full. Her purse, bags, everything was there, and she had no room to move. And I felt so bad. And when we did get the miracle of getting a different car, she could stretch her legs out. I was so happy that she was able to have wiggle room in front of her. But it was so fun because she wasn't with me when I changed the cars. She stayed back at the condo. And so I had called her on the way there, and I asked her to come down and meet me in the parking lot. And I stood in front of the new Angelmobile, Angel Serenity. And so she comes down and she sees me, and she's like, I see her looking, and she's like, where's the car? And I introduced her to the new Angelmobile, and boy, the look on her face, the smile on her face, because she knew I had been talking about the equinox and that I was seeing them everywhere. It was like constantly in my face to look at this vehicle. because it was a little bigger and it met the needs more of what we were doing with the Peace on Earth tour. And sure enough, the Angels bought themselves an Equinox. They keep buying things, you know?
Well, those angels, I know they do, but it
See,
just
they have a
proves
shopping problem.
that manifesting really works. It really does. You get what you need when you need it.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. But thank you, Chief. Those 4 months just mean the world to me that we were together. And it wasn't supposed to be that long. I was going to take her to the retreat and bring her back home. I think
what was it going to be, like a couple of weeks?
was never going to come back.
You know, in a way, I never wanted to. And that sounds mean to my husband, but it was just so wonderful that it just, you know, when it was over, it just was so sad. But, you know, Deidre talks about you introducing her to so many things. Whew. I had so many firsts, I can't even count them. So
I kept telling her to journal because there were so many things she'd never done before or seen before.
That's true.
I said, right.
But you know, I don't write. You're gonna hope you don't scold me. I'm learning how to do AWE. You know what that is?
AWE.
Yeah. Automatic writing.
Automatic writing.
Uh-huh. So I've got a book and I'm trying to learn to do that. And I'm finding out that I don't like handwriting.
Oh.
If I use the computer, my hand, because of my arthritis, can't go as fast as my thoughts in my head. And it's a handicap. But if I do it on the computer, I can go almost as fast as the thoughts go into my head. So I think that's going to be the key.
Or you could use your recorder on your phone and just speak.
Yeah, that's another suggestion they make in the book. But, you know, I kind of like the idea of using computers.
Cool.
Anyway, love you all. And I'm so blessed. So blessed to be part of this family and to have been on that trip. Never forget it. We're going to do it again another time.
Well, Andrea, I guess, got kicked out of Zoom.
Oh,
no.
But her words, she is with us in the audience, and she said, "This has been a lifeline for me. When feeling lonely, the P family made me feel cared about and part of something quite special. Love to all." We love you, Andrea. I wish you could have stayed on with us. Wanted to see you.
I would like to hear you, Andrea.
And Brookie is with us. Brookie says, "I feel so blessed to have shared in your incredible time on the road together and to have met so many of you wonderful Ps at the retreat." Leo is here. So much fun to the best moments of the Peace on Earth tour. Mama P and Auntie Jean, quite the pairing. I love you. Spend time with Leo when we went into Florida.
Be careful when you hug Leo. He'll break your ribs.
I'm a bad rep.
Had a cracked rib for a while, but it was worth it.
Oh, let me tell you.
A lot of us have the book club in common too.
I miss that. I miss that a lot.
I do too. I got to see Erica more.
Yeah, we did.
How is Erica, Charlie?
She's there. Erica, you want to share anything?
Yeah.
You look the same.
We can't hear
You're
you.
muted, hon.
Unmute.
See, and I did that to Charlie, so he couldn't talk. I am just so grateful for all the experience I had with you, Terry, and the rest of the P's, going on the retreat, your visits here to Long Island. But most of all, not that all that wasn't so great, and getting to meet all these wonderful people, and your birthday parties here, and the first year when everybody just came. The second year, I think it was more Zoom, and I don't know how you survived without me baking you a pineapple upside down cake. But
Here. Yeah.
Anyway, just the connection that you gave me at the lowest time in my life, like with that COVID, when everybody was just so scared and, we didn't go out, we were all shut-ins. And that's when I found you, right at the beginning of COVID. And you were, my lifeline. And I came on every morning for the morning cuppa. I wasn't working. And, it was just my peace, my serenity, my lifeline. And I love and appreciate you most of all for that. And then everything else is such a bonus. One of my favorite times with you was when we were riding out east and you wanted us to look for John Lennon. Yeah. Not John Lennon, Paul McCartney. We were looking for Paul McCartney. Oh, look, there's Paul.
Paul McCartney hunting.
Yeah, yes. And we found a beautiful peace sign on a building and we had to stop and take a picture of it. But yes, we were Paul McCartney hunting on Long Island. Yep. And the land blessing here.
Yeah, ice cream was a favorite memory with you.
Yeah.
What's the name of that place?
McNulty's.
McNulty's ice cream in Long Island.
Yeah. And the land blessing that we did here, just me and you and Charlie and Chris at the beach. That was really nice. And you wore that beautiful robe and you guys tried to get me to go to the Indian reservation to get tobacco, but I said no. It's a scary place over there. They went themselves, but you remember?
Oh, I do. Absolutely.
Okay.
And we went to the powwow.
Yeah, that was the next year. That was when Auntie Jean was there too. That was actually last year we went to the powwow. That was just this weekend. And then we had, our adventures with Auntie Jean and all the little surprises that Auntie Jean would leave all over the place. And my dog absolutely fell in love with her, as did all animals in the world. But, they just know Auntie Jean and they love her. But, all her little surprises and her little gifts. And I still have on the thin little bracelet that she gave me. And my P's are hanging on my car mirror so that they go with me. They're on my rear view mirror because I got a little P necklace, not earrings like Deidre over there with the purple hair.
You're wearing your bracelets?
Of course I am. I always wear my bracelet, and I have my other abundance one on too.
I love on Zoom, and I see people wearing their Peace on Earth tour bracelet.
There it is.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm putting Charlie back on. I love you guys. Oh, look at that. Jim's got his too. Deidre, where's yours? Oh, yay.
I don't have one.
Oh, Kathleen, where's yours?
I have it in the kitchen because when I go out, it's right near the door.
I thought for sure you were going to say it was on a great big hotto bear.
It's too big. You'd need a giant one.
I know. I remember meeting him. And that was the other thing I wanted to say that, Terry said how far Hotto Bear got to go and all the places. But that's just that one Hotto Bear. Christine carried hers to Florida, to the retreat. And there's so many other people, and especially children, but adults too, that have their very own Hotto Bear. Not just me, but other adults. I carry them around.
And I have 150 Hotto Bears in the dining.
And don't even think he fed them after midnight.
He's been all over the United States, but he's also in the UK now. And I find that I get a lot of people in Japan buying the book on Amazon. I get these little royalties from Japan. It's
cool.
hysterical. But the most places he's been been with Terry.
I'm sure, but he's been places, you know, our version of him has been places with all of us, especially like I remember Christine on the airplane. She had to take her hot bear and hold on to her hot bear.
Yeah, give me
Well, I'm gonna put her on. She wants to say hi.
Hi.
Well, it's funny. I still have a picture. I took a picture the first time. I think it was the first time I was on with everyone, and I talked about hot bear, and everybody held up their hot bears. Yeah. And I still have that picture of it. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
And that again is Terry. Terry is the one that told everybody about hot bear.
I'm getting ready to take him international, Kathleen.
Yes.
This coming year, 2024 is the year the Peace on Earth tour. Go. Hopefully India. I've been asked to come there in December for the fourth Parliament on Spirituality. So I think he's going to go to India for sure.
That is so wonderful.
I told you I had a
so
dream
much.
of seeing Hado on a cruise ship, on a big ship going across to Europe. I did have that dream.
Going global.
Yeah.
Everybody say hello to Annie Banani.
Hi,
Annie. Hi, Annie.
Hi, Annie. And Kathy Ann, she just got home. Hi,
Kathy.
Kathy. Hello, bear with everything my recipe with diary every midnight, and I have recipe diary now. So I hello, bear with me everywhere I go to follow way down to Florida. I'm gonna take care of a state when I go into the free by Erica, and that be very good. We're gonna take order by puppy wuppies with us.
As I remember correctly, Miss Christine wore out her first hot bear, and she's on a second. Just saying.
Yeah, she's on her second hot bear. I couldn't believe what he looked like.
Yeah, I sleep with it every midnight.
Love it.
I might have to give you a lifetime membership of hot
Yeah.
Tax supply.
Yeah.
Get from Jim or Karen, would you two like to share?
Absolutely. I remember first seeing the first Angel Mobile driving into Jean's driveway in Vermont. And again, firsts for me, and I was just sort of realizing things, and I met you and then experienced my first Angel Circle, which was amazing. Unfortunately, I had Blue Jean sitting next to me to sort of give me the rundown on what was going on, and that was helpful. And the land blessing, I'll never forget. What an amazing experience. And I was so grateful to be included. That just impressed me right there, just how just open, and that was amazing. And this was before I, had grateful as part of my vocabulary. Now was so grateful, but I remember there we are, it was with Jean and Brooke and yourself, and you're doing the land blessing, and you were calling in a few of the archangels. And it was a lovely, calm, early fall day, beautiful day. And I forget if it might have been Archangel Gabriel. I forget. It was for the wind. You sort of asked for the wind. And on cue, just the wind started blowing through the trees. And I remember thinking to myself, okay. I get it now. It was just such an amazing experience, and I haven't looked back, and I'm just so grateful. And I remember all of the wonderful experiences through you and everyone here. So thank you.
Thank
That
you.
is all.
That was amazing, that lamb blessing. I mean,
Yeah.
they've all been special. They've all been very unique and had their own flavor. But we had gone so far back in the woods up in
The
Vermont.
drive there was an adventure.
Just the drive itself to get there. So we get there and the lamb blessings worked like the angels show, exactly that one spot where they want it done. And so we're doing the lamb blessing, and right beside of where we were standing, there was a sign, a marker. So we look at it and it says Vermont, and I can't remember the year that was on there. But then we looked on the other side and it said Massachusetts. We were standing on the Vermont-Massachusetts state line.
Wow.
It was so incredible. We couldn't have planned that, you guys.
That was amazing.
Yeah, we were guided there and guided to that exact spot to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was very special. And then Jim traveled out to Sedona, and he was one of the teachers at our Sedona retreat. Helped us to understand more fully about past lives. So thank you.
Another amazing time.
That was awesome, Jim.
That was awesome, Jim.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got me to cry a lot.
Well, not generally my goal, but
you did it. But it was a good cry.
Yes, you were smiling along with it. So I was, but happy to have another experience anytime with all of you.
That would be great.
That would be great. More great. So much great going on.
Karen, would you like to share?
Well, I've been very blessed to have known this amazing woman for a long time now. But when she came to California, I think things took it to a whole nother level. And I was grateful that I had been divinely guided to her when we met in Salt Lake City, when we were there for the World Parliament on Spirituality. And I was grateful for going out to see her when I came to visit her in Florida for Angelspeakers Live. That was amazing. That was a really amazing time. I got to hug Linda, which was a real blessing too.
Thank you.
But when she came to California and we did the lamb blessing, you know, my dog Kaylee has passed, and she was there for the lamb blessing. And I still reflect on the magic of that moment, because I knew in that moment that this was a really, really important experience that we were sharing together. And Kaylee was giving us this beautiful gift in her health and being healthy and strong and so beautiful and so vibrant in that moment. And so when I reflect on our time together, Terry, especially when I came up and saw you and Roslyn, and we went out and we saw the elephant seals, and we just had the most magical days. And they just kind of, it was so clear to me that this Peace on Earth tour was so incredibly blessed and guided, and that there were things happening that I couldn't have ever even imagined possible. That we had our karaoke night, we had our time with the ostriches. I mean, it was just like being in a whole, our own little play world, and helping you and I together have been able to be teachers of love and to really live in that playground that I always saw in my mind's eye. And now it has become a reality in this reality. And what's so exciting for me is that you see it as clearly as I see it. And so, and I think that all the P's are seeing it as clearly as it just keeps getting more and more clear, the vision. And more of the beings are seeing that it's possible to have a playground of life. And so I think we just actually experienced it for weeks, especially when you got and stayed here in Solvang. And we just played every day. I love that.
So
play your way through your day.
That's right. Kaylee was our little mascot when we did the blessing, the original blessing there in Solvang. She came over. We didn't call her over. We didn't tell her what to do. She just came over and stood in front of me and sat down. And she's like, "Yep, I give this my seal of approval." It was adorable. And then we revisited last time I saw Karen. We went back to that spot of the Peace on Earth tour, Land Blessing in Solvang, and just so beautiful. And I've done that several places that I've gone back to. We've gone to the spot where the Land Blessing was held. I'd like to just ask, do any of you feel a difference that if you've experienced the Land Blessing, has there been an energy shift where you are, or do you experience anything that's more peaceful in these areas?
In your area?
Wherever the Land Blessing was done throughout the...
I felt a connection with the Land Blessing. I live in Florida and it was in Maine, and we dug into the earth, but it was Mother Earth. I felt more connected to the whole earth from that one experience than anything else that has really, it just kind of cemented everything. I hard to express in words, but I felt a connection to the earth, and I love the earth and I love nature, but it was a different connection I hadn't had before.
That was a very beautiful Land Blessing. We did it right on the shores of a lake, a very small lake. And they told us, the people that do the school there told us that the children were on the other side of the lake, but they were participating. They knew what we were doing. So they were involved in the Land Blessing, even though they weren't standing right there with us.
And there had been some Native American heritage there too.
Yeah.
I've noticed a difference. I live in a very strange area. We're right on the border. We're in the middle of the desert. The heat is something else, especially right now. And Meg, well, a lot of you know who I'm talking about. She's my sister-in-law, lives in Boulder. She always used to tell me that coming to El Paso was like coming to Sodom and Gomorrah. She always felt like she was coming to, there was that atmosphere, that atmosphere. And what I have noticed since we did the Land Blessing is that there's been a lifting of that feeling to where it's not so much I've seen a lot of changes, but I've seen a lot of awareness. Like a lot of people are waking up to things and saying, we have to change something. We have to do something. And I really think that spirit has helped awaken this community. And I can't say much about the one we did in New Mexico because it's far away, but I just think they're very important, that you're doing what God wants you to do. You're igniting as you go along, illuminating.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, beautiful. Thank you for doing that.
That and the water blessings that you did in Vermont too. There was a definite change when you did that, Terry.
I did
Loved it.
Massachusetts as well, that with who was it? Christina's aunt, Aunt Mary Lou. We went down the lake and did a water blessing there, and we both could feel the shift when we did that. The water, I think, responds so quickly that the earth is a little slower, but that's the way with energy. You know, we can clear energy in different ways, and water and fire are two of the fastest for clearing energy. You really feel that shift. And I think it's because of what happens. Kathleen, would you talk about that for just a moment? What happens when we speak positively into water?
Sure. As a matter of fact, yes, last night I put something on Facebook on my page in Hot Bear Kids Club, all about how water reflects our thoughts and our words. And I also put a picture of my water bottle. When I get a gallon of water, I write all the things that I want to experience on that water bottle. And as I drink it, I think about that coming into my body and that's being manifested. So Dr. Masaru Emoto, who wrote the New York Times bestseller, The Hidden Messages in Water, really believed that our thoughts, our words, and our beliefs come back to us in our life experience. But he also believed that water reflects them back to us. And he did experiments, and he showed that he took 2 vials of water, and I'll do this as quickly as I can. I don't want to take up too much time. And he wrote, "You fall on one and thank you on the other." He left it there overnight. And in the morning, he took a droplet of water out of each one of those vials. And under a high-powered microscope, he looked at it after those drops of water were frozen. And he saw that the one that said "you fool" turned into something really ugly looking. And the one that said "thank you" turned into a beautiful water crystal, like a beautiful snowflake. And he did this with all different words. He did it with prayer. Like, it's just amazing what Terry does, goes to water and prays. And you see in his book how that makes such a change with the water. He did it with music. He did it with pictures, how so much is reflected back to us. And since we are made out of mostly water, you can imagine when you see these things, what that does to us, what that does to somebody else when we're downing them, what it does to someone else and ourselves if we're praising someone, if we're helping them. So his book is a wonderful book. He shows all of the different experiments. And then I met him and I got this big stuffed animal that I call Hotto Bear. Hotto is the vibrational pattern of energy that we're all made out of. And my book, Hotto Bear's Secret, is really tailored into what Dr. Emoto does to teach children about this. So when you teach them when they're very young, they grow up very differently. They realize that how important their words and their thoughts are, and that they can change everything in their lives if they want to have the happy, healthy life. So that hopefully I didn't talk too long about that.
Oh,
Beautiful.
The world needs to hear more of that, Catherine.
Karen has the cards of the water crystals.
Oh,
Karen,
you do? Wow, that's great.
Karen,
Which one is truth?
That's truth. And that's what the crystal
There you
looks
go.
like.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And Karen also works with children. And
Yes.
Which one is
See?
honesty?
You got it too.
Oh, it is.
What's
The
that one,
kids-
Karen?
Honesty.
Honesty. Like when the kids see that, their mouths drop open because
They
it's
do.
really, it's not easy to teach a child, well, you know, your thoughts come back to you in your life experience. Very esoteric, but when you show them that, they're absolutely amazed. Yeah. So
Have you seen these, Kathy?
Cards also.
I'm sorry?
Jean has a set of the cards
He
also.
does too.
I do,
Wow.
but this is music based on his. Have you seen these?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're music. It's music based on his research.
That's amazing.
So beautiful to listen to.
Exactly. Yeah, he shows what he did is he took 2 speakers and put something between it do classical music, hard rock, all different types. Hard rock turned into something really ugly looking. And the best thing is Mozart and any classical music. It turns into just beautiful things.
That is so cool. Thank you for explaining that, Kathleen.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I love doing the water blessings. You feel it like immediately. You feel that energy shift up. And there, I think it was the Massachusetts one without Mary Lou, and doing the water blessing, and then all of a sudden this gentle breeze just started blowing, and we knew there'd been a shift when that happened.
Yeah,
it's so awesome.
When you talk about the land blessing and the water blessing, the nature of land is to plant a seed. The nature of water is to flow. So
yeah,
Still haven't talked to you about. I'm sorry, Terry. I haven't talked to Kathy about the fact that emotions and memories are carried in water. Is what I read recently. And that's fascinating to me.
Yeah. Well, when we dream of water, that's dreaming about our emotions.
But the memories was fascinating. Memories are carried in water.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes when we cry, we're letting go of memories as water as tears.
Yeah, great point, Linda.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's say hello to our Jennifer, who's watching us.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Jen.
And Leo said, I had the privilege to ride on all Angel Mobiles, even before it was the Angel Mobile. Continues. It certainly does. And I'm getting ready to see Leo again. I'm headed back to Florida in just a couple of days. I'll be leaving New Orleans and going into South Florida. So excited to be down there with some of you Florida peeps, and hopefully we'll have a small gathering before I ride back out of there to head to Tennessee.
We would love to see you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will physically come and see you in Florida.
Okay, let's make that happen.
Maybe we could meet at a central location.
Yeah, I'm going to be staying in Plantation, so maybe we can find a spot in between the north and the south. Okay, well, this has been so awesome and so heartwarming. Thank you all for coming in today to celebrate the Peace on Earth tour. This whole experience was so divinely guided. I knew for like 2 years before I left Florida, I knew that I was going to do something. I didn't know what it looked like. Even when I was driving out of the state, I didn't know what it looked like. No clue. I just listened to the prompts. And I think if that's what we always do, when we get those nudges, when we get that indication that there is something for us to pay attention to, then pause, hit the pause button and ask. Always pause and ask, and you'll get the answers. You'll get direction. As I was driving out of Florida, I went into, I think it was South Carolina. And so all along, this is the pattern all along now when I drive. It's like, am I supposed to stop here? Am I supposed to be in this place? No, keep going. So I always know, intuitively know which direction to head, even though I might not have a location on the map, they take me into that direction. So we've been back and forth across the country 3 times now when I hit the East Coast, 3 times of going back and forth, over 50,000 miles in 3 years. And through some horrendous storms that you all were such a blessing to keep me alive and keep me awake and make sure that I was still breathing and not frozen to death. That was quite an experience along the way. I've been with some of you for a month or more. I've been with some of you for a day. So it's just whatever they tell me when they say go, I know that I'm supposed to pack those bags in the car and go. And that actually happened at my sister's house. She was fixing lunch. And all of a sudden I heard, get the bags packed. And she comes into the room like, what are you doing? I'm listening. and they're telling me right now I have to go. So I never know what it's going to look like. And that's the beauty of it, because my main lesson in this lifetime is about trust. And this whole journey is built on trust. Everything that takes place with it is about trust. How I'm going to put gas in the gas tank to get that car down the road. If I'm going to be able to have food to eat. If I'm sleeping in the car, or if somebody's going to bless me with the bed. So I just don't know. And when some of you ask, where are you going next? Or when will you be here? I don't know. And that's the honest answer, because I haven't received that message yet. But I'm constantly listening. And I think that is one of the biggest lessons in our life. We can talk a lot. We have a lot to share and a lot to say. But it's in those listening moments that we get the guidance. That's when things come to us, is when we're open enough to receive the guidance of which way to turn in our life, what path to go down. And sometimes I don't listen, being honest here. Sometimes I'm like, well, I know I want to go there. I want to go to this place. And so, yeah, I might start out going to that place, but then always, every time it's me trying to be in control, something happens. And it's like, nope, we're going to put you back on course. And they do. Lovingly and gently, they put me back on course. I've got a message from Kathy Hand. It says, we love having you at our home, and you are more than welcome anytime. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I've loved being with you and your husband and your beautiful family, and as well as anyone who has welcomed me to your home. And for anybody watching this that's not familiar with the Peace on Earth tour and what's happening, if you'd like me to come to your part of the world to do a land blessing, a water blessing, or just to visit with you, just send me a message and let me know. The website is angelspeakers.com, and you can always contact me through there. You can also go to my YouTube channel of Angel Speakers. There's a playlist for all the land blessings and water blessings. And go check it out. If there's one you'd like to see, like the Mexico one was quite interesting, New Mexico, sorry, that Jean guided us to. And I think you tried to find it again. Did you ever find that spot, Jean? Yeah, it was interesting.
Yes, we found it again. Ron tried to find it. He kept trying to get to landmarks and stuff like that. And I said, hon, can you just let the angels tell us where it is? and he says, well, you're never going to find it that way. I said, let's try. And so he just started driving, and they'd say, turn here and turn here and turn here. And we found it right away.
Wow. Yeah, that was a very interesting one, because we walked and walked and walked. We couldn't find the exact spot, but we knew we were supposed to be there. And then when we found it, it was right beside of a tree stump that the tree had burned, and it was like burned inside of the stump all the way down to the ground, but yet this wall of the stump was there. It was so interesting to be there at that spot. I'm glad you were able to find it again. I don't know that I could.
Well, and it was really pretty, because you remember when we were there, it was kind of barren, because we were there kind of in the winter, but the roses were blooming, and they had leaves, and all around there was a beautiful spot.
Oh, Terry, thank you so much for listening. You've listened for all of us, and you've brought so many messages to all of us that we can live by. And we love you so much. You have no idea. Hopefully the angels will show you someday just how much we all love you, and we appreciate you.
I feel it.
Absolutely.
I feel your love, and that's what keeps me going. And there are times when I'm depleted of energy. Like this week, I'll be honest, has been tough because I've been on every day. Excuse me, every day with the 10 million meditations, as well as the other morning show and chanting and everything that goes on. but I know you all are there. I feel you. And when I'm in the Angel Mobile, it's full because you're all with me. I feel your energy there as we go along. And I try to always be, sharing everything that I do, whether it's in writing or video or pictures. I want you to know that it's not just me. You all are all right there with me. And I want you to enjoy this journey just as much as I do. It's been amazing. And this family is the world to me. You all keep me going. You keep me encouraged. You're my cheerleaders. As I drive down the road, I feel you. And so many of you will call me while I'm on the road. And I love that. I do have hands free, just so you know, I'm safe. So I don't have to pick up a phone or anything. So if you want to call me while I'm traveling and just let me know you're thinking of me, I love that, because some of you do. And it makes my day when I hear from you. And so thank you. Thank you so much for just believing in the angels, and that this journey is all about bringing peace into our world, because that is the whole purpose of it, to bring more peace, to talk to people about peace. And I just want to share that we now have a special project that we are doing on the Peace on Earth tour, and that's to bring out more education about human trafficking. And so we're working on some material that we'll be able to hand out to people. So as I go across the country, or I can even put it into a Canva and share it, so that if you want to print something where you're at and share that, then feel free to do that, to make up posters or postcards, or however you can hand it out in your area. That would help a lot as well. But if you would just lift up that project. They told me I think it was the beginning of this year, to start paying more attention, that there was going to be a lot more that we were going to be doing in that arena. And it's so needed, and it's time. And I want to connect in with the UN and several of the organizations that are already doing things, that have things in place. And one of those is the Department of Peace Building that I'm involved with the Peace Alliance. And that takes place at the UN, and not the UN, in Washington, where we are diligently trying to bring this bill to be passed, so that we can have a Department of Peace Building, just like we have a Department of War.
Right.
We need a Department of Peace Building to work on things like human trafficking and ways that we can make this world more peaceful for all of us. So if you would get your energy behind that, really, really appreciate it. And any help that you can give to volunteer would be wonderful and so appreciated. So thank you. Thank you to everyone who came on virtually, and to each of you who are here with me in the Zoom room. This has been so amazing. And I just want to close this. Deirdre, would you say our daily prayer for us?
Sure. Prayers for all humans, Gaia, and all who live on her back, for world peace, and attention to human trafficking.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen.
That. If anyone else would like to give a blessing to our world, to this mission that we're on, feel free to do that before we end today.
Well, we know that we are all made out of the same cloth. We're all one with each other. And we know now that what we do for another, to another, and for another, we do to and for ourselves. And so we become more and more every day mindful of our oneness, of the fact that differences are wonderful, that would be boring with everybody being the same. And so we can look at each other and remember that word namaste. I honor the God that is in you, that is also in me. And we bring this out into the world, all of us here, and we're bringing it out to everybody that we meet. And it makes a huge difference. And what Terry is doing, and with 10 million for world peace, we know that that's already done, that was given to her by the divine, by the one divine mind. And with that comes everything for its fulfillment. So we can visualize it and we can see everyone together being at peace, every leader, every country, every state. We can feel that peace from this moment forward.
Mic drop.
Thank you. Thank you to our Creator, to the angels, to Christ, Divine Mother, Mama Gaia, to our ancestors and loved ones in spirit that guide us always. We ask for blessings on this school, blessings on every person on this planet to feel that energy of peace that we send forth. And to those that we pray for every day, those we hold in our heart, our loved ones, we lift them up now, asking for the best and highest good for all of us as we have gathered together one more time to share that love with each other. And we're going to end like we always end with those three, well, not three words, five words.
5 words.
We say them every day together, and I just love what happens when we say those words because the energy lifts as high as it can lift. So they're words of love and gratitude on the count of 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
I
love you all.
I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be with us. We love you so much. And that word that Kathleen already shared with us, we say that at the end of every show.
Mm-hmm.
Namaste, y'all.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Beautiful, great day.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Happy anniversary to us.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Terry.
Happy anniversary.